All right, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of the Three Alarm Comics. Now, I guess officially, we've always been unofficially, but officially part of a shared universe.
Yeah.
This time, I brought in a friend of mine who I've talked to for quite a while, but finally got to meet face to face this last week. CJ Cullen, and he's going to be with me to talk with Brad and Corin and Gary and Jason about basically about the Blackwater Blues project that just happened and anything else we want to talk about. So feel free to ask any questions, join in, have fun. CJ,
Awesome.
I'll turn it over to you if you got anything you want to, or if anybody wants to introduce themselves after I already introduced you.
Yeah. Why don't we just start from my right here and we'll work our way across.
Brad J. I was a co-producer. Corin and the boys brought me on early on as a very minor role, and it kind of just grew from there as these guys crushed it and brought the project together and became co-producer and kind of helped out from beginning to end on it.
Yes, he's been there from the get-go and been a priceless fixture in the overall production crew. I'm Corin Nemec, and on this particular production, working with Jason as a co-creator with him, writing on it and playing the character of Pollux Bennington, the brother to Jason's caster.
My caster. I'm Jason London. I've been I had a lack of words for the last week. How good everything went. It was so smooth. It was so wonderful. It was teamwork. It was magic and
fantastic.
We not only did we have a great time, but we made great time. We did things that, like, normally even on a big budget movie, you're just getting your timing about day 3.
Exactly.
Well, we had our timing immediately, and that doesn't happen. So we just had some really. It goes to, and I'm going to give Corin a lot of credit here. When you get your ducks in a row before it happens, and you've planned it out, and you know exactly what you're going to do, when you go in, you don't have a bunch of people standing around going, "Oh, what is this? We have no idea what we're doing."
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody knew exactly what they were doing. Exactly what our plan was, exactly where we were going, and it went beyond what I imagined. I thought I knew we were going to make a good project, but I didn't realize we were going to make a great project. And I'm not just sucking my own toes here. Like it really is. It was magic, and I can't wait to just get to do this thing, man. And to just get to go and get to do this every day. It'd be heaven on earth, especially here in our own hometown. We get to go home and sleep in our own beds at night. That doesn't happen. A lot of people. There's a real rant. No. First off, easy to get out. This is Gary Cooper, everybody.
Hey, I'm Gary Cooper.
Hey.
I play Blue Williams, a.k.a. Blue.
I didn't know your last name was Williams.
I think that's a good last name.
I love it.
Yeah, Blue Williams.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'm just Blue.
He's our boy Blue.
Yeah.
He's our boy Blue.
Yeah, me and Jay, my boy Brad came in with a camera one day and we filmed Jay, and Corin came down with a vision, and bada boom, bada bang.
Bada bang, bada bang.
Bada bing, bada boom.
All of a sudden, you got a Blue Williams over here.
Yeah. We had an idea when Corin came into town. I introduced him to Hoverman and to Three Alarm Comics. I introduced him to our friend Matt Mauber, who's playing our brother at another point later in the show. Actually, no, he's not. He politely told me yesterday.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He's too busy
That's
with
all
his
right.
new bar.
Yeah, of course, that's fine.
He just opened the bar.
Yeah.
But the role is there.
Sure.
So we got
Hey, Corey
Scott,
Feldman.
we got Hoverman here. We've got. It's just been a group of people that just hung out for a long time. We've all been family for a long time, and the fact that Corin and I had some ideas. We talked about some stuff. He met everybody, and it was like a 3 or 4 day thing. He comes and gives us a 60-page script. We're like,
wow.
you've got to be joking me right now. And we had to cut it down to a certain amount of pages or whatever. But he has like a whole season already planned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all written.
It's already there. It's just once we get the green light to actually write the scripts, wow, we're gonna do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you guys going for it? So it's like an hour-long episode, episodic?
It was originally, but I think that that once we boiled the script down, because there's some great dark comedy in this, and I think that when we find ourselves at a shorter kind of half-hour dark comedy format, that's a murder mystery kind of action adventure, it actually becomes a lot more fun to make, to be honest. There's a lot less moving parts to it. We get to really simplify the story in a lot of ways and streamline it, cut off all the excess scenes and characters and things like that, and be able to kind of introduce things in a slower pattern so that the actual, first season could really be broken down into 3 seasons, at a half hour, with a half-hour format.
Yeah, and we would love to be able to do it. If for some reason someone comes in and wants to produce it and gives a big old giant chunk of money to do it as an hour long, of course we'll do that. Yeah. But right now with the way that the streaming platforms go, and you have to have time for advertising and things like that, there's a possibility that what we just did might be perfect for a pilot. We might. Yes, exactly. We might get to actually move the stuff that would have been in this pilot to the next episode and go ahead and tell that part of the story. So, that's what's really exciting to me. Is it was kind of fortuitous that we ended up doing the shorter format presentation version, because originally we had raised the money to do the full pilot episode, the 1 hour pilot. Get off your phone, Gary.
I'm trying to see the show, man.
And the 1 hour pilot. So
it's right there.
It's can't see, but I gotta see what says.
Let's take a second to throw a shout out to all of our supporters. Yeah, we got Cat, we got Waters. Look at some over there. We got some of our boys.
Oh, there you go.
Good Samantha.
Hey y'all,
there.
good to see y'all on here.
Thanks for coming to check us out. Ty Brooks.
Yeah. Caterpillar.
And of course our lovely Maddie Ringwald, who's our baby. Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, I double booked us by accident tonight. So we're gonna do a half hour for this, and then we're gonna switch over to another one and do the other half hour, and then we'll take off for his.
Oh, that's right. And then we have another one.
They're on a tour tonight.
That's awesome.
We're doing the Blackwater tour tonight.
The Blackwater Blues.
Well, CJ, this is your first time talking to some of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got any questions you want to ask?
Well, are you guys done with the pilot episode? Did you finish filming that?
Yes, we wrapped the initial filming of it, and of course it's going to go into post now. We have incredible musicians donating music to us. We have a great editor. I think that it's just going to take the time to go ahead and get this thing done. And what happens is that we get to go. It's sort of out of our hands at this point.
Yeah.
And we, as long as we have the right people in charge, and so far it's been 100% across the board, except for Gary Cooper. Great.
Did the two of you co-write and co-direct the episode, or
no? Steve Wise directed it. He's done some short films like yourself, and is an upcoming director. Been at it, and gone to college for it and all of that. And we met him at Pensacon. He's the program director for Pensacon, and also works for a local television station there.
And just an amazing human being.
Amazing human being, and just killed it. He knocked it out of the park.
Great vision. There was never any time that he had sort of an idea where we were like, well, maybe one time. He was great. The director of photography was amazing. The crew was great. And there were crew that had never even crewed before. They had never even gripped before. They never done, and they stepped in. They had to be taught a little bit of what to do, but once they learned it, they were rock and roll.
The best way to learn is on set to do it.
That's the only way. That's the only way. I'm telling you, I love the idea of going to film school. I think that it's incredible because you learn so much. But what you do learn at film school is you learn a lot about the history of film. Yeah. But what you don't learn about is filmmaking. The only way to learn about real, true filmmaking is you got to be you got to be on a set and you got to learn how to do it. I mean, that's the way to do
it can't be all theoretical.
Yeah. If it's all theory and it's all that, you can definitely do it. You know, I've worked with some just out of film school kids that felt like, well, I was taught that you have to give, as a director, you have to direct all your actors every take and you have to give them notes after every take. And that drives me insane. I'm like, dude, just, you know, I've been doing this a long time. I just like, trust me and I'll give it to you. Like you're giving me notes that make no sense, but it's because they were sort of taught how to do that. Once you get on a set and you see the collaborative nature of everybody working together, and no one ever we loved whenever Steve would say, hey, you know, what about doing this? What about doing? Oh man, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was never like, I didn't like what you did.
Even Brad was, he came up with some great ideas here.
Oh, our sound kid, Cullen had a couple of great ideas.
Yeah.
So it was just this thing where it's like, as long as everybody's open and nobody's finger waggy and like it must be done my way kind of thing. It just, I think that's really what made it flow so well.
Yeah. 100% agreed.
Except for Kat Erpelar, man. She's
Well, every set's got to have their diva.
She's watching right now.
Hey,
Erpelar.
We love you.
Oh, Kay Howell's up there. What's up, Kay?
We love you,
What's up,
baby.
buddy?
Josh, go.
Great rider.
Josh, go.
John G's asking, what was the hardest part about the project? Was it crowdfunding, location, whatever?
Good question.
I mean,
I'm gonna
I
throw
would
that
say
to
from
Corin.
you know, for me and Brad, I think it was just hustling and trying to keep everybody together long enough to make it happen.
Yeah, that was a lot of the problem we had was initially people would come on board and then for this or that reason they'd be out from everywhere from DPs, cameramen, lighting, directors, you name it. You name it, every single role, makeup, every one of them was, by the time we got to film, those people were all out. And it was, I mean, literally back to the original floor here, and everything else had changed. So getting those people on and getting them to stay on, I'd say was the hardest part, including funding.
Yeah. And lack thereof.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, I know that I didn't set the goalpost very high because I think it's important because of kind of the economic situation that a lot of people are feeling right now. There's no reason to try and over milk the cow, so to speak, you know. And so like let's fix it as tight as we can possibly do it, and then at the same time be able to have at least just enough to make it happen. I mean, just barely enough. You know, we went $22.07 over budget. At this point, you know, and that was squeezing all of the air you can possibly squeeze out of it.
How did you get your cinematographer?
That was through Kevin. I'm sorry, that was through Steve Wise. Yeah, and his name is Kevin
Almodovar.
Almodovar, yeah. Great. I mean, just a really fantastic DP.
Incredible.
They did a small film together called Siri a number of years back, and I saw that they worked great together. They told the story well with the camera, and that's when I knew that as a team that they would easily be able to tell this story, you know, in a similar fashion.
And Kevin, I'll say this: he had the patience of Job.
He did.
He was working with a group of green kids that hadn't really
greenhorns.
A bunch of greenhorns, and man, he would have the camera up to his eye. He would have the steady cam rig on, and he would be also teaching them how to set a flag, like, you know, and it was really impressive. And they wouldn't get it right, but he would go, no, like, watch my hand, do it this way, and he would like show them how to do it, and he did it in such a calm manner. Steve Wise was everything in a beautiful, calm manner. And I think that that's the energy that trickles down through everybody else. And, you know, the rest of us, of course, we were on cloud nine, of course, Corin and I. Sometimes we there were no words. We would just look at each other and just bear hug because we were just so happy of what we were seeing. Because
with me and him, with our lankiness, more of a ferret hug.
More of a ferret hug. Yeah. And we would just look at each other and just be like, I got no words.
And I have to enter in, you know, as they walk. I saw Corin yesterday. I didn't get a chance to see Jason until today. But as they walked in, they both look like they're about 20 years younger after they've shaved off those freaking scraggly ass beards that they had.
I loved it. It just started getting so uncomfortable. like the mustache crawling up my nose and all that.
Well, mine got so long that I was able to I'd lay on the couch and it would fold up like that, and
you could have put popcorn
kind of
in it. You
I'd have to look
You
over
could
it
put
to see the
popcorn in it
TV.
and just ate popcorn out of it.
Gary here's the only one who's so rusty he didn't shave after this shit. My beard looked like his when we shot, and then I was like, all right, I finally have a moment to shave. I'm gonna do it now. Rusty ass Gary here can't even keep his spit out of his beard.
Don't make me laugh, guys. My lips split already.
Shut up, Brad.
My lips already split.
For anybody who's new to it
They
right
had to
now, who's
split
just
my lip
watching,
again.
if you guys want to keep track of us, you can go to BW Blues TV at Twitter and also Instagram, and follow along there. You can also obviously check out the individual sites, Gary's and Jason's and I's and Brad's. But going to the BWB sites, the Blackwater Blues sites, is the easiest way. There is Facebook as well there. I just don't do Facebook, so I don't know anything about it. We have a merch site.
I
Here's
don't Twitter because
nice hat there.
Every time I go to Twitter, I want to shoot myself in the head. So I don't.
And also, as you look for it, don't be mistaken. It is at BWB TV.
BW Blues TV.
BW Blues TV. But when it comes up as Castor Pollux.
Castor and Pollux, Bennington.
So
Brothers,
yeah,
or something like that.
Oh, but it is it.
Yeah.
And you can follow any of.
Look through.
They posted a lot of screenshots of while they were filming. Cat actually took a ton of pictures, and a lot of stuff got posted. So there's if you want to catch up on anything that's happened, for sure, go check out some of that stuff.
Yeah, check out Reality Check Entertainment, right, on Facebook. That would be Steve Wise's.
Facebook.
Yeah, so check them out. Reality Check. Also, yeah, check out Kevin Almodovar. His Facebook's got a lot of those screen grabs from there too, so that's a good place to go.
Hey, bro, that's why I have my phone. Look,
Yeah.
I read it right here, baby.
Oh, there you go.
Gary came prepared.
Yeah, dude, man. Get on my phone, trying to make it better.
How was the casting process for this? How did you guys go about with that?
That's a fun story. Of course, Corin and I were immediately like, this is our baby or whatever. Corin was brilliant enough to he wrote in basically our buddies. I mean, he basically wrote our friends as characters into the thing, and like Gary, like Chase Waters, and Billy Miller, and there was a few people that are there. The cast is mostly our friends that we hang out with every day anyway. And
I mean, Creek Wilson is playing Scott Hoverman.
Apparently, I have a face for radio, so I couldn't be in it.
Yeah. And Creek Wilson was my brother and I had an acting school down here, and Creek Wilson was one of the students or whatever, and he was just always amazing. And
he's in a lot of cool stuff,
and he's just done a lot of great work.
Yeah,
and so we were
and Marco St. John,
and of course Marco St. John was in Thelma and Louise. Remember with the like.
So Corin and I
playing Big Tuna. What a name!
And they blew up.
Corin and I went down to the Government Street Grocery to meet with Bill Webb. He's the Mississippi Film Commission guy.
Amazing.
And so we were meeting up with him, just trying to get some new contacts and network with through him. And he actually told us about Marco St. John. So he said, yeah, Marco St. John, he lives up here in Van Cleve right here. Check him out. And we were like, get his ass down here. 30 minutes later, we're sitting having a beer with Marco St. John.
I know. Yeah, he came right down.
This dude, y'all absolutely crushed it. Phenomenal.
Yeah, his performance was next level.
Yeah, De Niro's going to have to retire after this, Eric, because anything they wanted De Niro for, they're coming to Marco from now on.
Oh, man. he was
De Niro's out.
He was incredible. And a sort of local celebrity here, an attorney here, but he's also a rock star, Billy Miller.
Yeah, Billy F. Miller, yeah.
He not only did he show up, but he
killed it.
He killed it on another level. Like it was absolutely mind blowing. It was one of those. It was the location was incredible.
Yeah, the location. But shooting down here and on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi is just absolutely gorgeous.
Billy Miller, me and Corin went out one night for beers. Was one of the only nights we went out for beers, I'd say. So anyway, we're there, and it's karaoke night, and we're sitting right by the stage. And Billy Miller walks in like he owned the place.
walks right up to me. I'd never seen this dude in my life. Gives me a little knuckle bump, and he's like, "I'm gonna go crush it out here, and then we're gonna get a beer, man." I was like, "Hell yeah! All right, this is cool as
So
shit."
you're saying there was a little barroom
So
casting
he goes
going
up
on.
there, absolutely crushes it on the stage at karaoke. Comes off, we end up outside on the porch drinking beers, and about 6 hours later and a couple cases of beer later, he was Ripley.
He was Ripley.
I never met him before till that night. The night we met him, we were like, "You're in." We're like,
Okay, the formal release. Well, we're not going to be waiting for months, so to speak. We have because we have a decent team of people on the post production. We don't have the biggest team, but we have a decent sized team. We'll be able to have an editor's assembly done within about 3 weeks. Cool. From that assembly, the director will whittle away at it. Then we have to do some special effects stuff with it, a couple of special effects shots, as well as some comic book drawing stuff that we have to do as overlays for part of the transitional stuff that goes on, changing from scene to scene. But that said, I would say that we'll have something within the next 2.5 months. We should have something. Is my game plan. Where it can be seen for those, we're talking about that right now because obviously,
unfortunately, it's not going to be something for public consumption for a little while. Like, we're going to try to. Yeah,
there will be. What we'll do is for those people who donated and all of that, we're going to set up a private viewing site. They'll get access to it, like a Vimeo or something with a private link or some way for all of those people who helped invest their time and energy into this, whether through money or whether through their own energy, can see the finished product. We don't know if we're going to be able to show it publicly just yet. It depends on the companies we're talking to, but those individuals who put all the time and energy into this on their own behalf and for our behalf as well, they'll definitely have a way to see it.
We can actually, depending on which, I know we haven't talked about this before, but actually we can use this exact same format to stream the movie privately to the funders.
Yeah, that'd be right.
And you could all be here. Yeah. Do it and do a Q&A afterwards. So that's an easy thing.
Yeah. We ran a film festival on StreamYard. Ming was in charge of that, but we did because we had to do it online. So yeah, you can do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a perfect idea. It's great.
How was filming in the comic book store there? How was filming there?
It's horrible.
It was a pain in the ass.
We left it cleaner than it was when we came in.
Which is saying something.
12 beer cans on the floor.
I stole a Deadpool head. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
Gary kept getting confused because he thought the Star Wars action figure over here was the lighting, and he's just like, "Man, you need to turn that light on." That's a Star Wars action figure, bro. It was a little confusing for greenhorns out there.
What was funny was the premise how they came up with using the shop was actually me and Corin were sitting around talking and they figured out, how easy it would be to launder money through a comic shop.
I know. Yeah, it's all in the story. I can't wait for people to get a load of it for sure. That said, I know we got to jump onto the Mike Betancourt show. At least that's my understanding.
Yeah, we're gonna probably cut this a little bit short. And actually, CJ, if you want to come back, we'll do this again, and we'll get a little more prepared and make sure we're ready, and definitely. Guys, y'all will probably seeing a lot more of CJ because he's a great person.
I want to come down. I got to come down to Mississippi, hopefully with Ming for the.
You all leave.
A great family, a great town, a great everything here. We love where we live.
Well, all right, guys. Everybody, CJ, thank you for helping out.
Thank you all so much. And we'll do this again, Mr. Cullen. That's for damn
sure. Yeah.
Right. And great to meet you, bro.
I can show it to my kids in school. Be like,
great to meet you, Chris.
Today I don't feel like teaching. Here, watch this.
What are their names?
There's a bunch of them.
I got 6 classes of 28 kids. I teach TV, film 1, and advanced TV.
Wow.
Nice. Well, hey, kids.
What's up, kids?
Keep it real. Keep believing what you believe in. Do what you do. Just movie makers make movies.
Just move,
do it.
move
Just
next door to your local movie star.
Writer's right. Exactly like this clown.
I don't have those anymore. I used to own a video store. It's gone.
Writer's right and movie makers make movies, and that's
And
what
only me and Gary get the shortcuts to the top. All
Yeah,
right, y'all won't get the shortcuts. You
Move
gotta-
next door.
we got 30 years each. We got 70 years between us.
Yeah.
And these clowns come on and they just jump on our
Because
coattails.
we have great
Just
personalities.
riding our coattails. It's like
Well, you just had a reunion. You just had a reunion for Dazed and Confused, right?
yeah, we did.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about Parker Lewis? Is that going to get a reunion ever?
You know, we did a reunion actually over in Paris at the Paris Manga event, a big, huge convention there with a number of the actors from the show. About 5 of us all went over there, and that was a great time.
Well, CJ, it sounds to me like this might be an idea you need to make happen.
Oh yeah, I love reunions. So I was trying to get a couple of reunions up here from New York and New Jersey, guys. So we'll see.
Heck yeah.
All right,
Just
guys.
wait until it's not so cold.
Yeah.
All right,
It's not good right now.
we're gonna go ahead and end things here, and
Thank you.
CJ, I'll be
man.
talking to you
Good to see you.
soon,
Thanks.
and
We'll
we'll all
be
get back
over
together.
on the
Kat-
Mike Betancourt
Kat,
show
we love
here.
you. Kat, we love you.
Yeah, love you,
Kat,
ladies.
or Paula.
Thanks for coming to check
Kat
us
or
out.
Paula, we love you.
All right, guys, thank y'all again. See you next time.
Peace.